Joe King walks out on stage and says,
"Hello, yes, my name's Joe King. I'm not joking, though I prefer to be called Juris Dr. King." So Britney Spears was slapped by the security guards of the number 1 overall NBA draft pick Victor Wembanyama. Surprisingly, she responded by saying, "Hit me, baby, one more time." There was cocaine found at the White House. Now we know how they keep President Biden awake. There was cocaine found at the White House. And there were proposed executive orders found at Studio 54, so there must have been a mix-up. No, that place closed years ago, and I'm not talking about Studio 54, but instead President Biden's brain. He's so brain dead I've considered having him on this show, but they're keeping his heart beating with all that cocaine. I'm going to keep going down this road, folks. Cocaine was found at the White House. Hunter Biden thanked everyone for finding his stash. When asked why he kept it there, he said, "Why do you think they call it the White House?" Robert Kennedy Jr. is making a hard press to be the Democratic candidate in the 2024 presidential election. Biden staffers keep trying to get him to go towards the kitchen. Apparently that's where they keep their cocaine. No, but we at the Joe King Show support Kennedy's candidacy. We love his policy on not being senile.
Joe King walks off stage and onto another stage, sits in a seat behind a desk and says,
"Please welcome to the program a very funny comedian who we lost way too soon, the great Bob Saget."
Bob Saget emerges from behind a curtain and waves at the audience. Applause, applause, applause. Saget walks over and sits at a seat next to King's desk.
King, welcome to the program, Bob.
Saget, thank you for having me.
King, now you were born in Philadelphia to Benjamin and Rosalind Saget?
Saget, that's right.
King, and you had a sister named Gay?
Saget, you bring this up every time I see you. Yes, Joe, my sister's name was Gay Saget.
King, I just think that name is borderline inappropriate these days, that's all. Okay, anyway, when you were young, your family then moved to Norfolk, Virginia?
Saget, yeah, my sense of humor developed while I was a rebellious student at the Conservative Synagogue Temple, Israel, in Norfolk.
King, wait, so you were messing with Jews? Who are you, Kanye?
Saget, well, I'm Jewish, so it's okay that I did.
King, well, we tend to keep things unapologetically pro-Semitic on this program, so would you mind apologizing for your youthful transgressions?
Saget rolls his eyes and says, "I'm sorry to the Temple Israel in Norfolk for my rebellious behavior which developed my sense of humor."
King, very good. Now, then your family moved to Los Angeles where, I'm surprised this made your Wikipedia page, you met Larry Fine of the Three Stooges and listened to him tell you stories.
Saget, that's right. Why are you surprised I made my Wikipedia page?
King, I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Bob moved to L.A. and met an old man who told him stories.
Saget, I was a huge Three Stooges fan, and those stories had an immense impact on me.
King, I can't wait to keep reading and see what other old men told you stories. Anyway, your family moved back to Philadelphia before your senior year of high school, and you were going to become a doctor until your English teacher,
Saget, honors English teacher.
King, excuse me, your honors English teacher saw your creative potential and urged you to pursue an acting career.
Saget, yeah, I owe all my success to Miss Smith. We used to watch The Graduate together all the time.
King, very good. Now, what kind of doctor would you have become if not for this fling with the honors English teacher?
Saget, a gynecologist.
King, I guess there's some lucky pussies out there since you decided to go the Hollywood route. Now, you then attended Temple University's film school, where you created Through Adam's Eyes, a black and white film about a boy who received reconstructive facial surgery. Now, why just a black and white film?
Saget, excuse me?
King, no Hispanics, Indians, Asians, Middle Easterns? Doesn't seem very diverse.
Saget, Well, I've noticed you haven't had any Hispanic, Indian, Asian, or Middle Eastern guests on your show.
Okay, moving on. During college, you would take the train to New York City and perform at comedy clubs?
Saget. Yeah, I used to have a gag where I'd play the Beatles song While My Guitar Gently Weeps and use a water bottle to make it seem as if my guitar was actually weeping.
Okay, that must have made John Lennon roll over in his grave.
Saget. He was still alive at the time.
Okay, moving on. After you graduated from Temple in 1978, you had a burst appendix on the 4th of July.
Saget. Yeah, at the time I was a cocky, overweight 22-year-old who had an appendix taken out, almost died, and got over being cocky or overweight.
Okay, hard to picture you overweight. You were always so skinny. Anyway, following a short stint as a member of CBS's The Morning program, in early 1987 you were cast as Danny Tanner in Full House.
Saget. Yeah, I was and am now continually grateful for that opportunity. It really made my career.
Okay. Yeah, and I watched that show growing up myself. I had a crush on DJ. I really wanted to D her J, if you know what I mean.
Saget. Thankfully, I have no idea what you mean.
Okay, very good. Now, in 1989, you became the host of America's Funniest Home Videos, a role you held until 1997.
Saget. Yeah, so throughout the 90s, I worked on both shows simultaneously, which was a lot of work, but I loved them both.
Okay, yeah, I love that show. I was always just confused, though, what the hell Danny Tanner was doing hosting it.
Saget. Making money.
Okay, indeed. Now, in 1996, you directed the television movie For Hope, which was inspired by the life story of your aforementioned sister, Gay Saget, who had died from scleroderma 3 years earlier.
Saget. That's right. That film was very fulfilling for me.
Okay, and after that, you directed one of my favorite movies of all time, starring Norm Macdonald, Dirty Work.
Saget. Yeah, the film received broadly negative reviews from critics and earned low box office returns. But as long as it was received well by undesirables such as yourself, I guess it was worth it.
Okay, very good. Now, also in 98, you made a cameo in the Dave Chappelle movie Half-Baked as a cocaine addict.
Saget. That's right, I did.
Okay. Were you at the White House recently by chance?
Saget rolls his eyes and says, good one.
Okay, anyway, now, looking through your Wikipedia page, expecting more mentions of your conversations with old men, I instead read that in the 2000s you were the narrator of How I Met Your Mother, the host of the game show 1 vs. 100, and came out with an HBO special titled That Ain't Right.
Saget. Yeah, I'm proud of my work on all of those, particularly the special, which was in honor of my dad who passed away a year earlier from congestive heart failure.
Okay, very good. Now, you also had a recurring role as yourself in the show Entourage and partook in Rolling with Saget, a song by Jamie Kennedy and Stuart Stone about a night out with you that showed off your raunchier behaviors.
Saget. Yeah, after Full House, I think a lot of people saw me as a straight-laced goody-two-shoes, and projects like those, Dirty Work, Half-Baked, and my comedy special helped dispel that narrative.
Okay, I'll say you were a regular dirty daddy, which happened to be the name of your 2014 book about your life.
Saget. Yeah, I did a tour for that book that was a lot of fun, called the Dirty Daddy Tour, where I'd introduce Snoop Dogg before performing my own set.
Okay. Very good. Then in 2017, you released another stand-up special, Bob Saget, 0 to 60. In 2019, you were the host of Videos After Dark as well as Nashville Squares, a panelist on To Tell the Truth, where in season 4 of The Masked Singer, started your own podcast called Bob Saget's Here for You, and then you died.
Saget. Yeah, that's all correct.
Okay. So how'd you die, Bob?
Saget. Head trauma?
Okay. But Bob, since when is getting head traumatic?
Saget. When it kills you. No, I wasn't getting head. I just slipped and bumped my head.
Okay, gotcha. Now we're running out of time, but I just wanted to thank you for being on the show.
Saget. My pleasure, Joe.
Okay. Bob Saget, everybody.
Applause, applause, applause.
Okay. That's all the time we have for this show, but tune in the next one where we overseas guest. Until then, I'm Joe King, and I'm not joking.